Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the call tonight. And we've got some exciting people tonight that we're going to be chatting with. But let's get straight to the lady who's going to present an overview of our products, and that is Suzanne Scottish Reilly. Suzanne Reilly is a Scottish. She's a previous nurse and a midwife. And Suzanne, she had her first baby at the age of 42. And she needs to keep herself young because she's working presently with children and young adults with special needs. So it keeps her very, very busy, and it's a very demanding job. And Suzanne has been with LifeVantage for nearly 2 years. So welcome, Suzanne. Great to have you on the call tonight, and love for you to share the information. So take it away, Suzanne.
Hello. Well, I'm just going to share my screen. Welcome, everybody. And I'm just going to get right into it, actually. So I am going to start with my number one slide. Here we go. So tonight, as Graham has said, my name is Suzanne Reilly, and I hope you can all see the screen, hopefully, yeah. I live in Sydney. I'm clearly not from Australia. I'm Scottish. And I've been with LifeVantage for 18 months. So tonight, Graham's hosting the call, and we have the amazing Shane Forbes, who's our guest, who's a fitness expert. So I'm just going to run through the slides. And as we do, we always have to put this disclaimer up, because at LifeVantage, we never claim to cure, heal, prevent, mitigate, or diagnose any disease at all. This call tonight is purely for educational purposes on our products. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoy the call. So where did it all start? Well, it all started, of course, in a lab with a single question. And what the question was, is decline in health something that we have to accept as we get older? Is that something that just happens? So what they discovered was that actually no, it's not. That our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our body healthy if we help them. And there's a few things that we can do to help them. And then decades later, we discovered a way that we can actually activate this ability in our genes and in our cells, which is really exciting for me because I'm wanting to stay so young. So how do we do it? Well, we do it through nutrigenomics. And basically, if you break down the words, it basically means that we can help our genes, help our DNA, we can alter them by nutrition. And it's how the nutrition works within our body to create compounds and change our genes to create cellular health. And all of this is founded on science. It's backed by science and it's driven by science. And coming from a nursing background, science has to be there for me when I'm looking at a product. And it certainly is with this. We have lots of science to back it. So why do we age? Why do our cells age? So basically what causes us to age is something called oxidative stress. It used to be called free radicals. But what causes oxidative stress? Well, think of absolutely everything and anything that you do, that you breathe, that you ingest, that you digest. So basically exercise, or too much exercise, not enough exercise. Sorry guys. Water, the water that we drink is polluted. So that's another thing. Technology that we use, our mobile phones, our iPads, our computers, they're all around the house. So basically, everything to do with technology, but also with our environment. When we step outside the house, all the pollution, that also alters our cell health. Microwaves that we use in your household appliances, and pesticides, herbicides that's in our food. So everything causes this oxidative stress, which basically causes aging in the cell. Yeah. So you can see down at the bottom that our cells start out really nice and healthy and plump, but when they've been attacked by oxidative stress, they start to alter in their shape and in the way that they can react in your body. And you see at the end one there, that's a cell with oxidative stress, and it doesn't look very normal. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay, so what's our next piece of information that we want to give you. Well, look, aging starts young. We all think, you know, we don't start aging until we're in our 60s, but that's not true. In a woman, it's 22, and in a man, it's 24. And these free radicals that we're talking about, oxidative stress, attack our cells, and they cause the cells to age, which then causes our organs to age and then us. So sorry for that noise in the background. For us, in all of our systems in the body, for our brain, it means that the reaction times that we have is slowed down. For our eyes, the ophthalmologist will tell you that after 40, you have to go more regularly to him, because your eyesight deteriorates more rapidly after 40. Your ears, well, that's why you always get bothered by the people getting you to go for hearing tests. In our heart rate declines from 20 to 70 in the range of about 20 to 30%. Our heart is obviously really important for our body, because that's what keeps us alive, right? Our lungs, our breathing capacity, as people get older, you see them getting more breathless as they're walking. And bones, especially women, the mineral content declines after 35. You know, you're looking at various bone and joint disorders after that. Muscle mass, well, again, everything goes after 40, so we really need to be careful what we're doing. So can we do anything about that? We absolutely, of course we can. So we can take supplements versus flipping the switch and activating these cells. So since first discovering the power of NRF2, we're looking at switching that gene on to help reduce that oxidative stress. And now that we have the science to back what this does, then everybody's wanting to switch that switch on, flip the switch on. How do we do it? Well, look, we do it, the first theory of aging is all to do with the oxidative stress. And if you look at the table on the right-hand side to the far right, it just at the top it says Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. And if you look at all the little ones down at the bottom, green tea, turmeric, bacopa, etc. And then if you look at to the left, that's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. That's how effective those ingredients are. If you go right to the far right, if you look at Protandim, which is our NRF2 Synergizer, it's 18 times more effective than all the little individual ingredients themselves. So what does it do? Well, it reduces the oxidative stress. It activates your body to create millions of antioxidants, and that's what fights your oxidative stress, or as you might have known it, free radicals. It increases your glutathione, which Shane's probably going to mention later on. Glutathione is very important, especially for everyone. It's the major antioxidant, but it does help athletes. We have 13 patents protecting our formula. Now, other natural products don't have patents. They don't have that. We have 13. And if you look down at the bottom there, sorry, I seem to have this in the way for you. So we've got turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. Sorry, my puppy's barking now. So there we go. Okay, so you heard me talking about science, and science being very important for me as a nurse previously. So we have 26 peer-reviewed published studies in PubMed, and that's where I used to study from when I was a nurse. And you'll notice that we've got lots of universities here. Sorry, we've got lots of universities here, but the main one down the bottom in 2015 had said that the health effects of this NRF2 could become the most extraordinary and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Now, if that doesn't excite you, I do not know what would. And if you look at the results, 230,364, that's oxidative stress results. If you Google any disorder, disease process, and oxidative stress, you'll find something. Okay, so the second theory of aging, what is that? Well, we also have another product called NRF1, and NRF1 deals with your mitochondria. And basically what it does, your mitochondria create the energy in the cell. And when you have poor mitochondria, there's certain things that you've got poor sleep, your cellular repair, everything comes down to your cells. You've got brain fog, also you're low energy. So this NRF1 actually kind of negates all of them. It increases your energy, it improves your sleep, it improves your brain health and that brain fog, and it creates peak performance in your cells. So what's in it? So we've got alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, which a lot of the ladies, if you've ever heard of Nivea, they had Nivea Q10 to help with aging of your skin. Grape extract, quercetin, and acetyl L-carnitine, which is very good for recovery. And again, Shane will probably touch on that, but he knows all about these things as a fitness expert. So what we've got is we've got the dual synergizer. So the two products work synergistically together. The NRF2 clears all the oxidative stress out the cell, and the NRF1 creates more energy in the cell so that they're performing at their absolute peak. We also, amazingly enough, have a great probiotic. I've never taken probiotic, I've been very lucky, but for people who do, the results of this one have been amazing, because this one takes 52 minutes to dissolve in the intestine, because of the DR caps, and that's a big thing if you're taking a probiotic, because most of them get lost in the acid in the tummy. It's got 6 billion CFUs, been clinically tested really very highly, and it includes beta-glucan, which is very important for your immune health. And there's no need to keep this one in the fridge, which I believe you have to do with other ones, because this has got a special little bottle, a desiccant bottle with packaging. So it just sits on the bunker in the kitchen. So that's good news. We cover everything. We cover hair, we cover skin. So we've got this amazing hair care range, and look at, this is Brett, one of the guys in England, and you can see his results, amazing, 16th of December to the 16th of June, and his hair looks fabulous. And it creates a kind of healthy flora on your scalp, and if you've got a healthy flora in your scalp, that obviously promotes good hair growth for you. And we've got the True Science skincare, which activates the skin the same as the NRF2 and the Protandem NRF2. The skincare activates your NRF2 pathways in your skin. And you can see here, I can't remember this girl's name, but you can see the difference in day 1 to day 30. She looks so clear and healthy. So we've got hair care and skincare, something for everybody. So look, the summary of everything that our products do, and 1, improve your sleep, it improves your vitality and increases your energy. Who doesn't need more energy? Better memory and focus, everybody needs that. You go into the kitchen to get something, you can't remember what it was, you've got to come back out again. Who doesn't need better memory and focus? Healthier hair and skin and nails, well, us ladies and lots of men like to have nice clear skin. Excuse me. And gut health, everything comes from the gut. The gut is now researched to be the second brain, so that gut has to be in maximum health if you want everything else to run smoothly. And also the anti-aging of our cells. So company and opportunity. So G, you're going to do the business. Am I going to hand over to you now?
No, you just stop sharing and pass back to Graham.
Yeah, handing back over to me. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for all of that detailed information on what these incredible products do to our body. And I'm actually going to introduce you all to an amazing gentleman who is a fitness expert who actually lives in the Central Coast. His name is Shane Forbes. Now, let me give you a little bit of background about Shane. First of all, he's a 5 times ultra Ironman competitor. He's done 20 half Ironman races. He's done 17 42-kilometre marathon races, the Australian and national champion in cross-country and athletics in junior years. He's competed in the World Masters Games, fun runs, Spartan Raw, Tough Mudder races, and more. So welcome, Shane. It's great to have you on the call tonight to share some information. So
Thanks,
welcome.
Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for your time.
Thank you very much for joining us. Shane, I was just wondering, it's very interesting, obviously people are involved in fitness, people are in training. You're obviously a personal trainer. You have your own gym up in the Central Coast. And I was just wondering if you could share with us what happened for you to actually start taking Protan? And if you could just let us all know on the call, why did you start taking Protan and what was the reason?
Well, first, I'd like to say that recovery was basically everything. So being a professional athlete, your recovery is everything. If you can't back up the next day, recover from the session beforehand, you're going to be pushing uphill very, very fast. So that recovery has got to be right on the ball. So nutrition, your water, you can do everything right, but if you don't get that the muscle soreness and joint pain, that get rid of that very fast, or you're not going to perform good the next day. So,
and would you say that has had an enormous effect for you?
100%. So when I first started taking Protan, I used to wake up with a lot of joint issues, joint pain, muscle recovery. My recovery is absolutely blown out of the water, and every month I get longer and longer. The recovery gets better and better each time I do perform. I do with my clients as well. Their recovery is also better as well. So they recover pretty quickly after a session. The soreness sort of drops off. They don't get as sore, but it's definitely their recovery is I noticed the most with that.
And could you tell me how long have you been taking the product?
I've been on the I stayed in Nerf 2 for a period of about 15 months, and the last 5 or 6 months I've been taking the NRF1, which is the mitochondria activation. I probably should have been taking that from the start because I know both of them increases your energy levels, and it also helps that recovery as well. So the energy is absolutely crucial. If you haven't got enough energy, you don't want to go out there and train. You haven't got enough energy, you can't think, you've got your head down, you rock up to a session and you're full of energy, and that's where I want to be. So I've noticed that difference being on the Synergizer Nerf 1 and Nerf 2. Definitely taking the both is absolutely, it just works wonders. It just works down to a T.
So you would absolutely recommend to people to start on the NRF2 and the NRF1, which is the dual Synergizer pack, from day one? Yes,
from day one. I put it off for a while, and after doing a little bit more research on the Nerf 1, it was, there's like the carnitine and the recovery, but that mitochondria just fires up your cells, so it just gives you that real good energy boost that most people want. There's no use rocking up to a training session, or if you're rocking up to the gym for the first time and you want that bouncing energy, you've got it. It just comes in. The longer you're on it, the more energy you've got.
Okay, and can you tell me, Shane, what is the results from giving it to your clients? What have they said, the feedback from them after taking the products?
Well, I've had a few clients that actually have started off on the NF2, and then I went to NF1. I was explaining the details about why that mitochondria cell just produces the ATP, PC, enzyme triphosphates that give you the instant energy for your HIIT sessions, and it just they were blown away how much actually that energy they did have at short bursts of speed, which they improved. There's people that come in their 20s to 30s, and each individual age group have got their different characteristics. So a lot of people who come to my gym are in there probably between, I get some young people, but it's mainly in the 30s and 40s, which haven't been training since they were kids. They were good athletes when they were teenagers, mid-class. And so when they reach 40, they've had kids or their job changes, they want to do something for themselves, they get back into the gym again and they've got nothing. So they've got to really work, and they keep relying back to when they were young. Oh, I used to do this, I used to do that. Well, there's an option. There's an option there. There's a little tiny yellow pill we can actually take, and we can get that into your system and regenerate what we had when we were our youth, bringing back our youth.
What an incredible thing to be able to share with people, especially people who are training. And we all know that it's okay to eat certain amounts of food, and nutrition is such a vital part of training, depending what you're doing, what competition you're in, or if you're not in a competition, it's irrelevant. The fact is that about 80 or 90% of your success comes from your nutrition. And we all know that we can't get that today just by eating the foods that we have, because of all of the issues that were discussed, as Suzanne brought to our awareness today. So obviously taking the Protam and the NRF1 and the NRF2 is going to increase our opportunities for younger cell growth. And obviously from that, with more intense energy, we're able to go and be training harder and get higher results, not to mention the fact that we can even look young as well.
100%. That's right. That's it. That's totally the way I think. As I said, the more people that get on it, the more people that take that twin pack is going to be blown out of the water. And as said, every 10 years, it's basically one bottle for every 10 years. The younger you are, the more effective you're going to get earlier. But some people it works on, as you know, some people works on within weeks. Some people it takes a little bit longer to kick on. But everyone's got their own benefit from it. You know, anything you need something, you'll get different benefits at different times. So I might have a different benefit to what you have, but it's all going to work. Especially that mitochondria one, it's going to work. 100%.
Fantastic. So in your overview, you would say, should you be on NRF1 and NRF2? What would be your answer?
110%.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Shane, for sharing your wonderful information tonight. We much appreciate you, and have a great day tomorrow at the gym, my friend.
That's good.
And of course, my next guest, of course, is the amazing G Fletcher. Now, G Fletcher is from the Sunshine Coast, and G was basically responsible for introducing these incredible products into Australia approximately 4 years ago. Now, G is one of the top leaders in Australia, and she has probably over about 10,000 customers. And the thing about G is she was a normal business owner. Her husband owns a clinic at the Sunshine Coast. And of course, G has had the business, so bricks and mortar and staff, and all the things that go with running your own business. And then G discovered this amazing product, basically to support her husband's health issue to start with, and she wasn't going to give up till she found something. But some incredible business opportunity came to her just from discovering these products. And I'd like to introduce you, G, and ask you a few questions. Good evening and welcome.
Hi there. Thanks, Graham. And yes, I'm honoured to be here and be amongst you incredible people. So shoot me up.
Well, I want to ask you this, G. You're an extremely busy business person. You know, your husband's got a clinic and up there as well, and you are. And so what actually attracted you to LifeVantage, the company that actually is behind this product?
Okay, so I've been an entrepreneur all my life. And when I came across this product and when I came across direct sales, I literally light bulbs went off for me, because part of I believe every single person needs to have a plan B, but most plan Bs cost hundreds and thousands of dollars, or deposits on, units and things like that. And a lot of people just can't afford to have a plan B sometimes. And when I saw the power of duplication, and I worked out, I had to get out of my traditional business mindset of waiting for people to come in the door and the bricks and mortar and staff and overheads. And when I came across and saw that online marketing, that you could have a global online business. My business now with LifeVantage turns over $4 million a year. And that's from my phone and a laptop. And when I realized that anybody, it doesn't matter what your profession or what your background is, that anybody could come into this business and have no overheads, no staff, no stock, work from their phone, travel, set up their laptop, move countries, bring their business with them. When I saw this being so versatile, I just said, why haven't I known about this all my life? But one thing I learned about direct sales was that timing is crucial, and having the right product with the right company, and a company that is reputable, is one of the main key things. So when I saw LifeVantage, I saw that it was at the time, it was a 15-year-old company. It was on the NASDAQ. It had backed by science. It was on PubMed. You heard from Suzanne. All this science behind it was there, the credibility was there, and it was affordable. And I thought, wow, all I've got to do is market this and go out and share it with everybody. If the science is saying what it's saying, this will be an unstoppable product, and every single person needs to know about these products.
Do you know what's absolutely incredible there? One of the major points, G, was who wouldn't want a turnover of $4 million annually by using your phone?
That's it. To me, it was risk-free. I have 75-year-old pensioners who are wanting to top up their pension, or, you know, the rest of the world would put them out to pasture, but they're like, hey, I've got an amazing brain and I still want to impact the world and live by my purpose. So I have somebody who's 75 years of age, and I have an 18-year-old horse and equine lady. And she wants to go traveling the world, and she just doesn't want a backpack. She wants to work and travel and have a laptop lifestyle. And in the middle, there's doctors, CEOs, stay-at-home mom, athletes, gym owners, you name it, anybody can do this.
Well, gee, let me ask you this. We know that LifeVantage is one of the very few direct sales companies to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and they rang the bell on the 9th of January this year, 2020, and the only direct sales company to do this during the Health and Wellness Week. And we believe that very shortly after that, you decided to part with them and buy some shares, a significant number of shares in LifeVantage. So can you tell us why?
Okay. I'll tell you that I came and whacked my head against a wall, I felt, because I came in when the company was $4 per share. And I didn't buy them then. And lots of people in my team did. And I kept putting it in the too hard basket, international, couldn't do it through ComSec. I thought, I am not missing out again. So I did buy them when they were about $11, because I know that this is going to be a $1 trillion industry. I know that them shares are going to skyrocket in the next 20, 30, 40 years. I can will my business to my children. So for me, I wanted in. I was not missing out again. And the thing that I loved, I've watched with COVID, I watched and saw all the shares decrease. We have quite a big share portfolio, and bang, within, I would say, a week and a half, LifeVantage's shares were all back up, back at where they had been at $16. That shows a really good, solid company, strong, that people want to align themselves with. You don't want to be with some fly-by-night because they'd go out of business. You want to be with one that is really strong and has great foundations.
A definitely winning purchase, I would say, G, from that point of view. And a last question I'd like to ask you, what do you see as the future and growth of this company, LifeVantage? Where do you see us going?
Look, I say to people, would you like to have been in Facebook in his dorm when he started talking about Facebook? Would you like to have been around when Amazon was just, I heard somebody talk about Amazon. My husband said it to me the other day. He said, somebody bought $1,000 of shares in Amazon when they got started. Guess how much they're worth now? And I think it was something ridiculous, like $50 million, like ridiculous. And that's what I feel we've got our hands on. Nutrigenomics, this industry, we have got the longest, most established, with the biggest science behind it, product that's been proven by the National Institute of Aging to increase lifespan. Who doesn't want life? Like, this company is at the cusp of going off, and I believe that our children and our great-great-grandchildren are going to thank us big time for us getting involved, because most people don't join the pioneer stage. They don't.
Thank you. I totally agree, G. So one thing is great retention, great cost, great share market, Great timing, as you said. Now is the time to take it and move on it, because online shopping, online marketing is massive around the world. Right now, we've seen the growth of that is absolutely incredible. So let's jump on. You know, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want a big thank you to Suzanne Reilly, also to our fitness expert, Shane Forbes. And G, thank you so much for sharing the passion and enthusiasm, all of you, on tonight's call, because if people don't get excited about this, there's something wrong. So thanks for joining us.